Kelly Morrison and I, my colleague and spouse in the department, we've done a series of studies over the last 2 decades in the mid-Michigan area looking at sex education and family sex education in various communities. What we find is that about 85% of community residents within any area really want comprehensive sex education in the schools, and about 15% absolutely do not. Is it our school's responsibility to educate our kids about sex? I would have to say, in my personal opinion, no, but here's the rub. Most families don't talk about sex. About 10% of American families openly and regularly talk about sex with their kids. So we exist within a culture in which 90% of American families don't do a very good job, if any kind of job. So then what do? Well, what we've done is looked at community residents' attitudes about sex education in the schools, the importance of it, particular issues, and then from that branched off into looking at whether families think that issues related to gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered persons should be taught in schools as well. What we've just finished up with in the last couple of years, and this has been occupying, again, Dr. Kelly Morrison and I a lot, is the statewide project looking at the LGBTQ community. We collected data from over 1,000 members of the community from all over the state and found 3 things, I think, of practical importance. As a community, the LGBT community votes. They are very politically active. This is something that should be taken into consideration by politicians. Our data suggest a 90-10 split within the community, where 90% of people routinely vote. Second, there are a lot of common stereotypes about the LGBT community and persons, one of the most prominent of which is that individuals within this community struggle mightily with their own orientation and identity. Overwhelmingly, respondents reported absolute certainty with orientation and gender identity. The source of stress and confusion is all external, not internal. It's external because people pressure them to be otherwise than what they naturally are. The third thing we found is that there's an enormous degree or level of discrimination and harassment. About 55% of our sample reported instances of harassment and discrimination based on sexual orientation. When you add in ethnicity, gender identity, age, etc., the numbers escalated from that point. I think the starting point for thinking about community action and political response to this is the recognition that bullying, discrimination, and harassment are commonplace everyday experiences of members of this community.